Follow God's purpose, not your purpose, but God's purpose. Otherwise, you'll end up being in the fish stomach, in the shack like Jonas, because he didn't fulfill God's will. This girl, I met her in 2023 in Vonneberg Park. She was staying in the street. I approached her and asked her, why didn't she pursue what God created her for, which is modeling? She started trying to dodge around. Then I said, no, I'm telling you, you're supposed to be a top model. And he said, no, when I was still at school, primary school, I was doing modeling. Then I just decided to quit. I said, yeah, it's because the evil spirit attacked you. Now, can you see now, this is the second time that I meet her, and she looks better now. That's why I bought her 2 loaves. But that's not going to do anything to her, that she's going to eat them and still live the way she is. I feel so bad that when people are given talents, they don't pursue them. I met a boy the other day in Vonneberg Park as well. He's a tall boy. Then I said, boy, why didn't you pursue this netball, NBS, because you're supposed to be a multi-millionaire by now? He was so confused because I could see that he had that ambition, that aspiration, but he couldn't follow it. Yesterday, I went to a chemist somewhere in Joburg. I don't want to mention the place. And then the girl who was serving me there is a white, young, beautiful girl. And I said, you are in the wrong place. Eh? You're supposed to be doing modeling, top model in the world. Then she said she didn't want to divulge the real herself. And then I said, no, I can feel it spiritually that you are not supposed to be here. But David started being as a shepherd as well, and then he ended up being a king. So maybe you as well, if you can pursue that. She's about 22, but not more than 26. Now she started telling me the same story like this one. When I was still young, I was doing modeling and then I quitted it. So people, what I want to tell you that do what God wants you to be, not what you want to be. Because even Jeremiah, God told him, I knew you before you were born, before you were even in your mother's womb. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. So don't do as you wish. God have got a purpose for you. That's why even with me, I kept my work, professional work, aside a little bit. I put it on hold because I want to accomplish this, what God wants me to do. I'm still going to go back there, but I don't know after how long, because I'm still busy now with campaigning and all this stuff. But that is what God wants me to do now. If I don't do it, I'll end up in the shark's stomach like he did with Jonah. So people, pursue the purpose of the Lord, not your purpose. Otherwise, you'll work where you are for years and years without any purpose or without any progress, because you are at the wrong place. Go to the right place where God wants you to be. Each and every person of us here have got a purpose, God purpose for him or her to be at a certain point, at any point in time. You don't just decide that I want to be this and go this. There are some of the careers that are so undesirable. I mean, you can't just imagine waking up in the morning and becoming a person, or that is a calling, or becoming a professional as where you're going to dress terrible, horrible wounds and all this stuff. But because it is a God's called career, you have to do it. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. Even with me, like, I mean, I'm a professional person, but I preach in the street, pray in the street, and campaign in the street, shout, and do dance in the street. I mean, that is not something that I like. I'm not a musician in the first place. I'm a activist, a human rights activist. So I have to do it like a musician, because people like songs. I have to compose songs and all this stuff. So people, I'm asking you, especially you youth, young girls and boys, Pursue God's purpose. Pray so that God must reveal exactly what He said that He wants you to do. Don't just wake up and say, I want to be this and this, because that's not what God wants you to be. So you heard me, young girls and boys. I love you so much, and God bless you all. Sharp.